It's early morning, and it's colder than hell. If hell froze over, that is. If there was a place called hell. So I woke up this morning to the power going out, and it's a little frightening thought, you could say. Not 100% prepared for such a event, but I'm getting there. I mean, I got all the pieces. I just haven't put the puzzle together. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got some snow, you could say. I think we got a good, if I could count right now, if it wasn't so early, I could count right now. I think, just looking at it, roughly, I don't know, 6-7 inches. Nothing major, catastrophic, anything like that. I am still working on my, believe it or not, video podcast, latest. I don't know why. It just takes forever. And I'm doing what I do in the morning. I check the news like an old man with a newspaper, only it's all digital. So yeah, of course, right, Bitcoin. Of course, it started to show its true colors, you could say, and tanked down to, was it 44, 45,000, down from 58. Oh, and then like clockwork, all this news comes out, about all these big time investors are sinking their billions into Bitcoin, and Musk comes out again, likening it to the one ring, one coin to rule them all, which is true. And I don't know if that's like his little cute way of throwing out his communicating with his audience, with his little followership, to invest in Bitcoin, because that's what he invested in. So obviously, he thinks Doge or Doggy coin is cute, but Bitcoin is actually like a coin worth true value, according to their, it's like the real deal monopoly money, it's not the fake stuff. Anyway, so now they it is insane. It's just non-stop right now. Look at this. Just look at that. All right, look at that growth curve. Does that look natural to you? No, not at all. That's what I call digital tulips. If you know anything about the tulip craze the Dutch had going on there, nobody's calling this out. Nobody's calling this. Got a really bright spot on my nose right now. It kind of looks like Rudolph or something. Nobody's calling this out like the fraud that it is. No, they're all investing in it. All of the big financial institutions right now are investing it. And the Fed and other regulatory bodies sit back with their hands crossed. Oh well, be careful. That's what everybody says, like Gates came out recently, and he's like, well, you might be careful if you don't have the type of money that Musk has. It's like, that's cute, Gates, because we know, you are like rat poison and nobody wants anything to do with what you're involved in, obviously, right? With your little vaccine programs and buying up farmland and Monsanto and all that. And yeah, but at the same time there, Gates, you're working on blockchain, aren't you, with your little digital ID system and vaccine verification passes. And yeah, working on that beast tech, as I like to affectionately call it. That'll one day, control all buying and selling, which was, by the way, predicted in Bible prophecy. And that's why you wonder why some of the Attorney General, I remember good old Janet Reno days. Some of you might be old enough to remember that. Waco. Yeah, the Attorney General, can't remember his name right now, too early, but his main focus is going to be that domestic terrorism, right? And the Loyola Law School head of Homeland Security is also very concerned about homegrown terrorists. Not tourism, but terrorism. Tourism is down across the country because you can't do anything because of all the lockdowns and nobody's flying and the planes are falling apart in the sky. But they're going to be concerned about, you're basically have about the same chance of getting hit by a meteor as a terrorist attack. But hey, that's the primary focus right now. It's kind of like, probably about pretty near close the same odds of dying from the COVID. And that's an interesting way to call it, the COVIDs, because a lot of people testing positive for HIV after they get the vaccines. Did I see vaccines? Anyway, it's a lot to think about. As you can see, I'm looking a little crazy this morning because of the circumstances. I just got back in from outside, trudging through the snow, trying to figure out what happened to my power. Thankfully, it was a pretty simple fix for now. But it's kind of a wake-up call. You get that, and it's like, we get a decent snow, and in the past, right, everybody's complaining in Texas about outages, and they're all freaked out. I mean, it's like that up here in the mountains, that used to happen at least once, twice, 3 times every year in the dead of winter. Like, freezing cold temperatures. And that's why you have to have backups. You have to have generators. You have to have propane tanks. And if need be, as has happened, we just had to shut every other, we got an outdoor work shed. We got another small shed, office space, and RV. And yeah, you just had to shut all your operations down and move everybody into the main house, which started getting cold after a couple days. And last case scenario, if you don't have one already, you might want to get yourself a giant kerosene heater. That was pretty slick. Yeah, we got one of those. Haven't had the need to use it yet, but Gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, just trying to get collected. Haven't had coffee yet. It's possibly why I'm a little irritated sounding, slightly. The podcast should be good. It's I don't know, I'm trying. I don't know, I might be able to chop it in half. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say, you know what, screw it. If people like my content enough, should be, I'm using enough, should keep you entertained enough, because there's so many elements going on right now. My computer was crashing every 10 minutes because obviously I'm overworking it, and that high-end digital editing laptop I've got to work with obviously isn't high-end enough. Should have got the one that was like twice as much, but in any case, it's fun. At least it has auto backup, on the program I'm using. But yeah, it's a lot of work, and it's frustrating at times when that happens. Anyway, I think my water's about boiled away, so I don't know what to say. This is life in the Rockies in the wintertime. And you go a little Jack Nicholson now and then, because you're locked up in a small compartment and you can't do much. You can't go anywhere. It's freezing. You don't want to go anywhere. I mean, you could if you're really diehard, but who's that, right? You might get out for a little, stretch your legs a bit, do a short hike, but then it's like your face is frozen off and your fingers are starting to go numb, and your toes and your and I don't know where to go next. So thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate the support. I think last I checked, this would be cool if I checked today and I hit another milestone. That'd be amazing. Yeah, so it's obvious with what I was mentioning Bitcoin for. They like to hold these milestones. It's obvious that that's what they're doing with the 50,000 mark. It's like, because when it loses, when nobody else in their right mind wants to buy in at that level after seeing where it's been, right? I mean, why would you want to buy in at 50 G's when you could have, like I could have, bought at 5 G's or 10 or 19 even, or even the last time, I called it when Musk said he was buying in at 32. Interesting number, right? 32,000. And I said, you know what? It's not going to drop under 32. Never did. It dived, but it never went under 32. So, yeah, who wants to buy in at this level? Are you insane? And so, not too many people are. So it'll sit there and do a little cute little flat line, trading sideways. And obviously, I mean, you can tell they want to keep it up. They want to keep it pumped up around 50 now. Like, that's the new value of Bitcoin. And this recent investor guy, I don't really care to know his name. Yeah, supposedly they bought in 1.3 billion at 52,000. So they're trying to make this big statement like, ooh, look at us. Right? I mean, if we're willing to put our money, what they don't say is that, yeah, but they probably have stop losses, right? I mean, they're not just like holding on for dear life. But, yeah, anyway, I know some of you probably don't even care about crypto. What gets me ticking about Krypton currency, by the way, even though the Fed wants to call it a security or some BS. No, it's a currency, cryptocurrency. The reason they don't want to, the heads of the SEC and the Fed don't want to call it a currency is because then they have to admit that this is against the law. Because anybody else who tries to coin or digitize or whatever a currency is breaking the law according to the Fed. Yeah, that was my latest video. I'm checking my... Okay, so I'm still holding at 199 subscribers. See, that's what's exciting to me, right? Like, I could be holding on to... Oh, shoot. What was it? I did the calculation. 50 ethers right now. Ethereum, second largest coin to Bitcoin, and that would be basically at one point it was the equivalent of 100 grand. Yeah, 5 grand to 100 grand. Yeah, that's what this stuff does. So could have been holding on to that, but you know what's more exciting to me? 199 subscribers on YouTube. That's a bigger milestone right there. So I'm just waiting. I'm going to have that little party, even if it's in my own head, when I hit that 200 mark. Stuff takes work, and it takes work, a lot of time. So it's kind of my baby. It's whatever it is. It's a hobby for now. But it's like fart time, part time. I don't work part time or full time. I work on fart time. It's a full time hobby lately, and that's what you do up here in the hills in the wintertime, right? If you've got electricity, you got to stay busy. You got to be productive on some level. Like Tynos. I mean, this cat doesn't stop. He's pacing. Just cutting his own little game trail in the middle of the floor of the carpet. Because he's always going back and forth. Want to go outside, want to eat. He never stops, this guy. That's what you got to do in life. You just you stop moving and you start aging quick. Aging. I didn't say Asian. So yeah, this is fun. Just wake up call from the Nightwatch guy. Thanks everybody for the support. You guys are the best. Keep in touch. Thanks for watching. See ya. Look at them flowers. Pretty, eh? Pretty flowers. Yep, pretty flowers. It's all those blind followers who believe in the magic of math and technological progress. What happens when the power goes out on your crypto? What happens when the power goes out on the digital world economy? Lights out.
Lights out.